Hello everyone, it's Sherry
and Terry.
Welcome back to Twin Talk.
And we are so excited to be back. As many of you know, we had to shut down production last year because of COVID precautions. And of course, Sherry's a nurse and I'm in emergency management. So we both were very busy with our jobs, and we are very, very glad that things are calming down so that we can actually come back together. And we know we all have a lot to talk about, because a lot has happened over the last year plus, okay? Yeah. So we're very excited to be back, and we have some changes.
We do. Y'all know, if you followed along with us last year, that we did videos Monday through Friday. So we did like Motivational Monday, Tasty Tuesday, Wellness Wednesday, Throwback Thursday, and then we had a Fun Friday.
Where Sherry almost killed me with that hot sucker called the Toe of Satan. Go watch the video. Yes, there's proof.
Go watch the video and y'all let me know. But we are changing it up, and we are so excited. So I'm going to turn the time over to Terry and let her tell you. And I hope y'all really enjoy it, because we're excited to bring this to y'all.
Yeah, we actually, over the last year, we know so much has happened in everyone's lives. And one thing that Sherry and I enjoyed, I guess this was probably back in our early adult life, is that newspapers were very popular. And I know that not many people probably even subscribe to a newspaper anymore, but back when, many people did, and there were actually advice columns. And Sherry and I used to love the advice columns, but particularly two, and that was Ann Landers and Dear Abby. But did you know that they actually are identical twins? And so Sherry and I want to share some of the advice that they gave, because they have reached millions over the years. Now, unfortunately, they both have passed away. The sisters' names, actually, that was their pen names, Dear Abby and then Ann Landers. Dear Abby actually was Abigail Van Buren, and then you had Ann Landers.
But and they actually had nicknames.
They had nicknames, but their birth names actually were Esther Pauline and Pauline Esther. And the reason that they actually had flipped names is because their mom said that they shared an embryo, so that they might as well share a name. And so she did that. But they also, like Sherry said, had nicknames. Esther Pauline was called Epi, and Pauline Esther was called Popo. So in their real lives, that was the names that they went by. But of course, we know them by their pen names that they went through their advice columns. So anyway, we just thought it would be fun that they are identical twins. Now, Epi, who was Esther Pauline again, that she was Ann Landers, she passed away in 2002, unfortunately, from cancer. And then Pauline Esther, or Popo, who was also Dear Abby, passed away in 2013 from Alzheimer's. So we're going to actually bring a little bit of information about those things too.
And her daughter actually still does
carries
her
on
column.
her column. But again, they reach millions of people, and we love the advice. And some of them, they were very witty women, okay? They were 5'2", but they were full of power and strength, okay? So Sherry and I definitely are not 5'2", and we can be, I guess, somewhat witty if we want to sometimes, okay? But we are actually going to throw the mix in here and give a little bit of advice of our own, because Sherry and I have been around a little bit, okay? So we'll throw a little bit of that in, and we're going to encourage you to actually write in and ask for advice if you want to. And you can do that anonymously. You can do it by snail mail. We're going to give you an address to do it by snail mail. And you can also do it electronically by dropping us a message here on either Facebook or also you can put some comments in YouTube. But like Sherry
and we're also on TikTok.
We have in TikTok, but we have email also. So all of that will be available. So we're really excited. We are still working out the schedule as far as whether we're going to go back to 5 days, because we still have busy lives. But we definitely are going to be coming at a regular time, and we'll let you know that. Right now, it is every Monday, and so that's what we will guarantee for sure right now.
And the answers to your questions to give the advice, some will be through video, and then we will also post some. So if you want to remain anonymous, you can
just put your initials.
We will never give the full name of anybody. So we will either put your initials,
or if you have a cute little name,
that's right.
With it, just Like
Go
you
with
find
that.
out with these
There
articles,
you go.
people used to put cute little names. You can
Yep.
do that too. But also one thing that we will continue, because again, we are from the South, is we will continue having food. Okay,
That's right.
We're gonna cook, but also the twins. Epi and Popo were from Iowa, and they grew up with a lot of the Southern flair food that we actually have here in Mississippi and throughout the South. And so we're going to share some of their recipes, because each of them actually would share those. But we may see a little competition going on, okay? Because actually what you do not know is that Epi and Popo could be a little competitive.
Yeah.
And they went for about 10 years where they didn't talk to each other. Now, Sherry and I have never gone 10 years.
We barely can go a day.
But we have not talked to each other for a little bit, okay? There can be a little bit of a rivalry going on, okay?
We are competitive, though.
But we're going to share some of that also. So we will have some food and sharing theirs. But today, to end, okay, we're going to actually share a little taste of the articles and the wit, because we do want to just continue on with what was shared so many years ago and make sure that that doesn't die away, because advice columns were very popular, and I think it's still needed today.
Yeah, I really do.
Okay, Sherry's going to read again. So this is dear Ann Landers. Ann Landers was Epi, which was Esther Pauline, and she was 17 minutes older. So since Sherry's 5 minutes older, she gets to have that one, okay? Or her. And then I'm going to take Pauline Esther, who is also dear Abby. So Sherry, go ahead.
Okay. This is so cute, y'all. So, dear Ann, my girlfriend and I are reasonably attractive. The fellas like us, but in a sisterly way. They come to us when they want advice, but when it's dates they want, they go elsewhere. We are tired of letting them bend our ears and supplying the shoulder to cry on. How can we let them know that we don't want to play Ann Landers? Please give me some advice, 2 bachelors. So,
actually, bachelorettes.
It's bachelorettes. It's 2 girls.
So here's the answer.
She said, you have my permission to play Ann Landers. In fact, I urge you to help the boys with their problems if you can. Apparently, they respect your judgment, and this is a good start. If you can be of service, you have an inn on the ground floor. If the fellas cry on your shoulders, it proves they realize you have shoulders. Continue to help them with their problems, and one day they may discover the rest of you. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're having that problem and have a friend or somebody that you know that has not recognized the rest of you, just cries on that shoulder, just hang in there. One day they just might.
They might see all of the rest, okay? So that was actually Ann Landers, and isn't it cute? You can see how witty they were. So now here's the other twin, who is actually the Popo or Pauline Esther, and she is dear Abby. So let's see what she has to say. So here's the issue that came up. It says, I married this girl when she didn't even have a pair of stockings to her name. She was sharing a crummy room with her girlfriend, and they were behind on the rent for 2 months. We have been married for almost a year, and she has a house that should look like a palace to her. She has a closet full of clothes and a new car of her own. Do you think she appreciates it? Not on your life. She bums around all day and complains when I ask her to stay home with me for an evening. What do you make of a deal like that? So he's got quite the issue. And now, both of these columns, by the way, were written back in the 1950s, if I didn't say this. So, but it's so interesting because they actually pertain to today, because we can see a lot of this happening. So anyway, he's got a problem. So let's see what Abby has to say. Sounds like a raw deal to me. You married her for better or for worse. She couldn't have done better, and you surely couldn't have done worse. So, that's the better or for worse, okay? You get both sides.
So, if you're in that situation,
cry on the shoulder, okay? Just for a little while, or someone else's shoulder. No, don't do that. Especially if you're married. But anyway, so...
No!
But so you can see the wit from both sisters, and we're really excited to share these with you, and some good food and just good fun and conversation. So we look forward again to coming right now.
And thank y'all so
everybody.
much for coming back.
And we look forward to visiting with you. So thank you.
y'all,
We'll
and
see
thanks
you
for watching
next time.
Twin Talk.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.